Healthcare is expensive AF is the best way to describe it. And it's not going to get any cheaper. At the end of the day, we talk about it here all the time. When you lay your head down, sitting there chatting with your wife or, doom scrolling, and you start thinking, it's not about whether or not the Houthis are going to attack us or whether or not this or that. It's about the bills. It's about life. And healthcare is going to go up. And it's going up fast. And one of the things the Republicans, to pay for the big, beautiful bill and the tax cuts, they thought, hey, we should get rid of some of this stuff. And lo and behold, what do you have? You've got subsidies going away. Do I like subsidies? Not so much. But the reality is, I don't get to make up healthcare. They do. And then the states take over. That's after it was all drawn up by lawyers and insurance companies. And you've got people like, our good buddy, Mike Johnson.
A couple of things. First of all,
and by the way, Mike Johnson, that is his real name. I always think it's a fake name, but it's his real name.
There is no daylight between House Republicans, Senate Republicans, President Trump, and the White House. We're united, and that's why we're winning this fight, and it's an important one for the American people. With regard to the subsidies, remember, that is 100% a red herring. It's a distraction. This is what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats put together to try to make the issue of the day.
No, actually, they try to. If they were halfway competent, they could sell it to the people. Chuck Schumer is awful. He couldn't sell anything to anybody. He's just, look, say what you want about Mitch McConnell. Oh, guys, it's me, Mitch McConnell. Say what you want about old Mitch. When Mitch was, cognate, they called him the wizard because he knew a lot of stuff. Harry Reid, by the way, was the same way. That guy knew everything and could sell stuff to people. The Republicans, man, I'm telling you guys right now, the reason that you're sitting in an okay position is because the team you're playing against is awful. It is awful. That's why. And especially, Trump has saved your butt on numerous occasions because you guys don't do anything and you defer everything to him in executive orders. But healthcare is going to continue to go up, and nobody's talking outside of Marjorie Taylor Greene. We touched on this last hour. You know what? I had several people say, how about a Marjorie Taylor Greene and a Fetterman ticket in 2028? And one of the reasons Marjorie has kind of changed her tune, she got in there. She was a small business owner. She really got into, in that Tea Party movement. You guys remember the Tea Party movement? How big that was? When Obamacare was there, she got into that. Once she got around a lot of this stuff, and she said some stuff that's inflammatory, and at times I have criticized the hell out of her because some of the stuff she says is wacky. But now she's sitting there, and she's been talking to her kids who are older, and they're saying, we can't afford a house. We can't afford health insurance. And she saw what was happening to them, and she's like, this is a losing argument for the Republicans.
Well, if you follow my post, health insurance is something I've been talking about for quite a while. Insurance across the board is crushing people. The cost of living is gone so high in the past 4.5 years, and it hasn't come down. Rent is unaffordable. You can't buy a home. A lot of people don't even know if they'll ever be able to buy a home. But insurance premiums are unbelievably high.
Up and to the right.
Yep, and they're looking to go up. Not only people on the ACA, but people that have private plans as well. This is the #1 issue I hear about in my district. I work for Georgia's 14th district, and so I'm willing to take off team jerseys, so to speak, right now and call it literally like it is. This is a crisis in America, and I really want to work on it.
So it's a crisis in America because rent is too damn high. Trying to get a house for the younger generation, they're just frustrated, like you couldn't believe. But they're paying money left, right, and center for just about everything. And people are frustrated. I've heard from you guys, a lot of you who are hardcore Trump supporters and MAGA who are saying, yeah, I haven't seen some of the stuff I was promised that we thought we were going to get. Some of it does take time. But this is one of those things where when we broke it down, and I'm going to give you guys the numbers here, and these are numbers for right here in Davidson County, Nashville, and Tennessee. So the median income, let's just say it's about 80 grand, give or take. When you look at the marketplace, here in Tennessee alone, there's almost 600,000 people that are going to the marketplace. That's, so that's a decent amount. Then you got a lot of other people that are nowhere near going to the marketplace because they couldn't afford it. And you've got a lot of people that have stuff through their employers. And by the way, your employers, they're expecting a 20% jump, potentially, depending on what state you're in your employers. But right now, with this, so if you're going through the ACA, the Obamacare, the marketplace, you're looking at a situation where if it's a family of 4 with the subsidies, right, you're looking at reduced, you're getting maybe $600 a month towards that. Sometimes a little bit more. So it's manageable, and you're not getting this isn't the top tier. Top tier, you're looking at about $1,000 in subsidies, but you're paying $400 to $600 a month for health care. Now take away those subsidies and think to yourself, what if you have to pay, instead of a couple hundred, $800, instead of $400 or $500, $1,200 to $1,400. That's not a winning argument to get rid of them because you've replaced them with nothing. And the problem is everybody said, well, let the free market. The free market would be great, except the free market's not free. Crony capitalism, tons of regulations, has allowed us to get to this point where you could even create an Obamacare. And when they created it as a law, and then they said, hey, guys, you people who are in the insurance industry, come over here, help us craft this thing. And now we're in a situation where it's getting more and more expensive. Several of you were like me. You're your own boss. So, and your paycheck, if you will, the money you brought in, not the money you took home, but the money you brought in says, well, you don't need subsidies, so you should pay this. The amount of money that I was paying is embarrassing. The cost. It was crazy, the cost. That's only going to go up. And I was blessed that I could be able to do that. But the thing is, I paid so much money. You know what I got for that? We never used it. Thank God for that. But even when we did, and we had to go get our prescriptions for whatever, right? ADHD medicine or whatever it is, we paid cash because our deductible and stuff was so high, or a copay, that it was just easier to pay cash. So it wasn't even like you had this thing where you had this most amazing, incredible thing where it was $1 for your copay, and it was still, to get to that point, you're looking at thousands of dollars. I'm at the point where it was like, kids, go get wounded, but not too bad, just enough so we can cover our deductible.
I've only talked to a few people today. They agree with me. But to be honest with you, since the government is shut down, we haven't had much conversation, much communication at all within our conference, which I also think is a major problem. The House is not in session. We should be. We should be working on appropriations. That's important to me. I really want to get appropriations, tax dollars back to my district. And I also think we have other important work to do. So I was largely against the CR. I want to do appropriations, and I don't think the government should be shut down right now.
No, I don't think so either. And even Trump, I guess, is starting to listen to people who are saying, hey, you're looking at us. So I talked about our 600,000 people here. And you start to multiply that across the country and think about next year and what potentially is going to happen. And you're going, okay, there's 22 to 25 million Americans that could potentially lose their health care or have it go up to the point where they have to start making serious decisions like, hey, what do we do? Keep the lights on or have health insurance? Yes, sir. Look, you want to say something, RJ? You want to say something?
I got nothing. I'm just listening.
Look, RJ's in for Bell today. We fired Bell, but he'll be back in a while. We got to do something, guys. I mean, let's be honest. This isn't about it's hammering both sides because both sides have failed. Republicans, you had a chance to try to do something, and everything you did back when Obama was there and repealing it, and the baloney was simply the usual BS. It was all for show and nothing else. And you had nothing to replace it. And everybody's like, well, let the free market. It'll be great because we can go across state lines. You can't. Because if you do that, you're going to watch it go from the haves to the super have-nots. And that's because everybody's got their own regulations. They've got their own restrictions. They have their own licensing. They have their own this. So, and they've given, by the way, there is a provision inside of Obamacare where they can go across state lines. States can work together. Nobody's ever taken it up. Because it's too costly and it's too convoluted. That's what happens when you let the same people craft this. If this doesn't get taken care of in the right way and it starts to cost many, many people, as I'm seeing the text come in, the expense of an extra $500 to $1,000 a month out of your wallet when you're already just getting by, I have a feeling there's going to be serious issues when come voting time and people are looking for somebody to blame.
Well, no, the issues of the subsidies are real. It's not something that anybody can say is made up. Also, people with regular or private plans, their premiums are looking to go up a median of 18%. That's brutal. I know a lot of small business owners, like a family of four, and they're paying $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month with deductibles of $7,000 to $10,000, and approximately 40% of these people don't even use their health insurance. So they're just burning money just in case they might have cancer, or just in case they have a terrible car accident. And then you've got single moms, many Americans that are really struggling that are on the ACA. If you double their health insurance or even triple it, these people they're either going to have to drop it or they're going to be choosing between rent and their health insurance.
That's not winning. It isn't. And Republicans, you've had opportunities, just like Democrats, you've had opportunities to fix this. And there's a fix out there. The issue is lobbyists. Too much money. Nobody's going to let you really try to get serious about fixing certain things because it may hurt their bottom line. And somebody just texted and said, all right, so 10% of the country gets to dictate how 90% have to skeins their tax money. It's not just 10%. I told you that you're going to see a jump in your bill, even if you have health insurance through your company, that is going to cost you an extra 10 to 20%. In some places, a little bit more. In some places, hopefully nothing. It is a frustration and a nightmare for people out there that they're seeing the expense of things they need go up and the things that we don't need go down. And people are getting frustrated. Food, too damn expensive. Rent, mortgage, crazy. These are the things that are important. A lot of the other stuff that happens, it's great theater, but at the end of the day, it's not making your life easier. Outside of watching people, get lambasted on the old X. Reach out to us. Let us know, what are you paying for health insurance? And would a doubling of it hurt you? Would 25% jump hurt you? Let us know. Tweet at us. Text the program. Tweet at me at Chad Benson Show. We got White Woman Wednesday. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Are we going to war with Venezuela? More on Chicago and Portland, the battle that is, or theater. Wonder which one it is. Talk about that as well. You're missing the show. Shame on you who had the podcast. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, the Palisades, kids. For those of you out there, Palisades is one of those places where a one-bedroom, one-bath bungalow underneath the ground is worth $18 gazillion, never to be rebuilt again. California's going to do everything they can to slow walk this until everybody dies and they could build low-income housing that will be a hot mess. Yay, California. It is White Girl Wednesday. You guys know about the white girls? You guys heard about these white ladies? This one, while not our girl, let me see if I can find it, is... Okay, Ken, I want everybody to take a listen to this. Do you fall into this category?
Listen, I'm just going to call it like I see it. If you are someone who insists on backing into a parking spot, you are slightly toxic. There is a direct correlation, especially with men. If you are constantly backing in and that's like your go-to, you exist on the scale of masculinity that's like really close to not being the positive side. You know what I mean?
Are you a backer inner, kid?
I turn the stereo down.
Oh, you do? Well, that's always
when
good
I do, because otherwise I'm going to crash.
Yeah. I do that too, and I'm also smelling something. My wife likes to back the thing in. She does. I don't care. I don't. And why should anybody care anymore? We all have cameras.
I like to do it at concerts. Like when you're in a crowded parking lot.
Yeah.
I like to back in there.
Now, you don't do that, though, right? When it comes to if you got a bunch of people behind you. That's if you get there and you see a place and there's not a ton of people.
Yeah, if there's nobody waiting on me, I'll definitely do it.
Yeah. I will. My wife, she'll go, you need to back it in when we pull in the house. I don't know why. I don't know what it's about. Whatever. She has maybe it's a phobia or something. But for me, if I see a parking spot, I want it, and I want to be able to just drive out. If I'm at like a Target or something, I'll go to the further away than everybody and just drive through too.
Yeah. Yeah, especially at grocery shopping.
Yes.
Yeah, usually the parking lot is really crowded, and I will drive through if I can.
If you can.
But sometimes that's not possible.
No.
And if that is the case, then I park well away from the store because there's too much traffic around the store.
Yes.
You got pedestrians.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't want to run over one.
I like to park, the furthest I can next to close by the cart return.
Bingo.
Because you've got to return your cart or you're a psycho.
Well, actually, you know what? I need to start staying away from that, too, because people are usually really angry when they're putting their carts there because they just paid for their groceries.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're not paying attention.
No.
And I might run over them.
And they're frustrated. I just paid how much for some steak? $1 gazillion? Oh.
But, yeah, most of the time I get well away from people when I'm parked.
You got to find the open back-to-back spots and then just drive across.
Bingo.
That's the best, man.
Bingo.
You drive right across that. That's it.
Well, and then I don't have to turn down the buoys and Timothy.
The buoys. Now, somebody texted in, that was your one-hit wonder. We'll do it again next hour. But somebody texted in and said Timothy was not a man, but Timothy was a mule.
Oh, interesting.
But when you name an animal,
Timothy,
it makes it harder to eat.
Yes, it does.
Right? Like, that's why I'm reluctant to, not that my ChatGPT or any of them are animals, but I'm reluctant to name them because then you can become personal.
Even if you named him Mr. Potts.
Yes. Even then. You don't name, because it becomes, you become attached, and you don't want that. You're like, we can't eat Timmy? Because you're like, you could look over and go, I could eat that. You could eat that. I could eat that. But
Where's the mayonnaise?
Where's the mayonnaise? But you can't look over and go, oh, we can't eat Timmy.
Would you have cried if Old Yeller didn't have a name?
I'm going to throw it out there to you guys out there. I've never seen Old Yeller.
Oh, it's very sad.
Oh.
Very sad story.
Yeah. I mean, I just watched the end where it shoots the dog. Outside of that, I don't care about the rest of the movie.
It's terrible.
You know what? Isn't it weird though? Like, I've never really seen the movie, but how about this? I am one, or what is that one with who's the slapper? The guy that won the Will Smith.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. When the dog died, that was like one of the most heartbreaking things I'd ever seen in a movie. When he had to shoot the dog because the dog was going to turn into something. It was his best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care that he killed 500 people before that. They were zombies, but still, they were somebody's loved one at one time. But when he had to kill the dog, it was heartbreaking. I don't like that stuff.
Well, actually, the zombies are more depressing if you read the original book. But
Yeah, I don't want to read the original book. It's got words and stuff. I listen to
That
things.
takes time.
I know.
And concentration.
Yeah. In between going through and doom scrolling, how am I going to read a book? That's why I listen to books. I read sometimes. I read a lot of articles, but books anymore, I just listen to. I will listen to, like, I've been listening a lot to Marcus Aurelius while I'm reading, which is also very confusing. I'm like, did Did I just mix up a story with one of his meditations? Did I screw something up there? I feel like I did. Coming up, we're talking a lot about healthcare. We're going to talk a bit about that because people would say, what's your fix? I got a fix. We're going to talk about that. On top of that, what's going on in Portland? What's going on in Chicago? Talk about that as well. If you're missing the show, we say shame on you. Grab the podcast. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Really? Get Your Freak On's the number one. Bell gave me a look like he just ate something that didn't agree with him. He's like, I mean, I like the song, but.
Yeah, I mean, I like the song too, but number one?
Yeah.
I mean, I might even be willing to go with top 20, but not number one.
Which one was number one?
Missy Elliott.
Who's she?
Get Your Freak On.
Oh, that.
Yeah. That's the number one of the 21st century.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
Of course, they didn't ask me.
No, they didn't, but doesn't mean they can't.
They might just come right out and do it.
They might. You never know, kids. You never know.
Ken, we'd like to have your opinion on this. Hold on, let me put on a shirt.
Which Cannibal Corpse song do you think is the best song of the 21st century?
I'd have to say Hammer Smashed Face.
Is that really a song?
Yeah.
Hammer Smash Face?
Yes.
So my assumption is in the song, somebody's got a hammer and they smash a face.
No. They're just singing about it. The guitar sounds like a hammer.
It's a song about cannibalism.
Well, hence the name. I mean, if you guys don't know, Ken, is that one of your favorite bands, Ken?
Not one of my favorites. I like the guitar.
Okay, is that
I really love their guitar work. I'm not a fan of the lyrics, so to speak, but I do like their guitar. I love hard guitar.
It is funny because yesterday he's like, I have a Cannibal Corpse shirt that I can't even wear to their concert.
Yeah, a fan, a listener who is also, I assume, a fan of the band, found this shirt in some knockoff store and sent it. And I'm like, oh, my. And he even said, probably not for wear.
That's probably. You got to think about in today's world, for people to look at a shirt and go, yeah, not even in this. No, I can't even do that here. I can't even do that at their concert.
I could probably do that, but on the way to the concert, I'm going to have to wear a coat.
Oh.
Or a paisley shawl.
Oh, paisley is always nice. Paisley. It's been a long time since I've been wearing paisley.
Let me tell you something, dude. If I showed up at a metal concert in a paisley shawl, I'd probably get my ass kicked.
No, you wouldn't. They would celebrate you for cojones. They were like, that guy. That guy. I did not know Hammer Smash Face.
Yeah.
Was that in Ace Ventura?
I think that's the one they were playing. That might have been.
Wow. I didn't know that. That is interesting. Hammer Smash Face. Hammer Smash Face.
I mean, I love their, what I love about them, is the lead singer, George Corpse Grinder Fisher. He actually, to me, his vocals sound good. And that's something that is missing in a lot of metal music today, in my opinion. Really? To me, Phil Anselmo has the greatest heavy metal voice of all time. Phil Anselmo can scream, but he still sounds melodic.
I've always wondered, like everybody says not Van Halen, but Led Zeppelin's they're kind of like the precursor to heavy metal. When we think of heavy metal, because I think there's different, I never looked at Ozzy and Black Dio. I mean, I never looked at like Black Sabbath or Dio, or I looked at them as heavy metal, right? Hard rock, Black Sabbath, heavy metal. And then you had hair bands.
Right.
But I think everybody gets lumped in together.
Yeah. To me, hair bands, and this is just my opinion, but to me, hair bands, I think were trying to sound like AC/DC. They had that beat, that AC/DC beat. Not Judas Priest.
No.
Judas Priest, I think, had their own sound. But like going back to George Corpse Grinder Fisher, the reason I like him is, it's a death metal voice where he's just kind of, but it doesn't sound forced, and it sounds natural. Where in my opinion, a lot of heavy metal bands out today, they're screaming, but they sound terrible.
Who's the band?
The guitars are good. I love the guitar, but the vocals, man, I mean, for me, I'm just ruined on Phil Anselmo. Phil Anselmo, to me, is one of the best singers of all time, in my opinion.
Who is the band? Belle, you'll know this. I always forget the name. They're a hard rocking band. They're young. I think they're out of Detroit, Michigan, and they sound like Led Zeppelin.
What is the name of that?
Greta Van Fleet.
Yes, Greta Van.
That guy doesn't even look like he's trying when he's singing. Even I saw
Right.
Robert Plant said that he doesn't even look like he's making an effort to sing.
Right. And that's the sign of a great vocalist.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're not trying.
Yeah, like Freddie Mercury. Like it never looked like it was tough. Even when he sang with the great opera star, she said he never looked like it was any big deal to push through and do stuff that just other people couldn't do.
Right.
That's awesome. I love it. It's awesome, baby. Speaking of heavy metal, this is Brandon Johnson. For those of you who don't know, he is the leader of the Oompa Loompas in Chicago, also their mayor.
Well, just this past week, I signed another executive order.
Oh, good.
3 sweeping executive orders.
Several of you, as we were talking about, what was the name of the guy from Cannibal Corpse?
George Corpse Grinder Fisher.
It's a lot of names. People are asking you about Maynard James Keenan. Do you like him?
Oh, yeah, with Tool.
Yeah, with Tool.
Absolutely.
All right. Judas Priest.
Rob Halford.
Yeah, I like Rob.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? And the sad thing is, I always felt like whether it was the heavy metal bands in the mid '80s and early '80s, or even the hair bands, so many of them lost. They lost, I think, a lot of people who would never listen to, didn't understand how great they were musically, how gifted they were with their vocals, because it was more about their persona on stage.
Oh, yeah, the show.
Yeah. It was
Or
more
in
about
the videos.
like, Eddie. Right? Like, Eddie's cool.
Up the irons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, though, Eddie never overshadowed Iron Maiden.
No, but you like music, and you could really you enjoy music. Where I think a lot of people, I think other musicians, right? Because I've always heard like Robert Plant stuff, like would always talk about not Robert Plant, but Robert Smith. How cool some of and how friends with like Bruce Dickinson and stuff, because he appreciated the music. Where the average person, especially in our day, because let's be real, in our day it was like you had the punk rockers, and then you had the bebop top 40 kid kind of things. Everything was so segmented that people didn't appreciate, even with like Twisted Sister, because they became almost a caricature.
Dee Snider has an incredible voice.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible voice. And that early Twisted Sister, the album, I think it's just Twisted Sister. That's a great album. I actually think that album is better than their follow-up, which is the one that really was huge. And the title of it is escaping me, but it's got "We're Not Gonna Take It" on it. Well, it's a great album too. But Twisted Sister's first album, the one before that's the one that I really like.
Did you know Judas Priest was in Franklin last night?
Yeah, they were a couple of weeks ago. My wife and I almost just up and drove over there on a Sunday afternoon to watch it, but
they were there last night, October 7th, First Bank Amphitheater in Franklin.
Really? I thought they were there
I was not even told, and Rob didn't come on and talk to me about it.
Huh, well, I thought that was a couple of weeks ago.
Man, you know how early you would have been?
I'd have been
You'd have been 2 weeks early.
Yeah, I'd have camped out.
Aaron Lewis from Stain. He's got a good voice. Who's the guy? The bald guy. I'm trying to think what his name is. I don't know. There's a couple. There's so many great singers. But again, it goes back to because of the persona. They just like with the people don't appreciate. You can say what you like about Taylor Swift or not. She's a hell of a songwriter. She's an artist.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she gets it.
Very talented.
Very talented. And, you know, like Ariana Grande, by the way, is crazy talented. Like super, super crazy talented. Have you ever heard her sing everybody else's songs like they do? She's crazy talented. And she's super funny, too. But
I'll tell you who's got a great voice.
who?
And, I mean, it's one of my, I mean, right now, I listen to her songs for her voice, and that's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I think Miley Cyrus has an incredible voice.
The guy from Disturbed, bald guy, little bald guy now.
He's got a powerful voice.
That guy's got a powerful voice. But like you're right, Miley Cyrus has an amazing voice. It is. It is. T-Pain has an incredible voice, too. If you've never heard T-Pain, have you ever heard T-Pain? What does he do? He does the
he does
War Machine, right? Or whatever.
War Pigs.
War Pigs.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Great version.
It is. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program, we're going to talk about healthcare. How do we fix it? Got some of your text about immigration coming up as well. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We've got a couple requests that we only do a certain genre of music next week, and I think we should talk about that as well. If you missed any show, make sure you grab the podcast. Hour number 3 of the Chad Benson Show straight ahead.